Oh, good morning, Stovall. This is your favorite door knocker, Imraz Ramani, and I am here with Branko, our very own tattoo artist extraordinaire. Branko, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning, sorry, and thank you. I'm feeling very well. How about you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Why don't you tell us and the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Alright, my name is Branko and I'm born 79, that means I'm 44 in Kumano, Macedonia. I'm tattooing for more than 25 years, that's like more than a half of my life that I lived so far, and I love tattooing. Even if I've been born again, I'll do it again.
Amazing. And how did you get into the tattoo industry?
So first of all, like part of my introduction is that I started drawing when I was 4 years old and everything. Basically, my father noticed that talent in me, so he was always kind of nurturing and guiding, and never did like push me, but just being a nice, good, amazing father, guiding me through all my life, not to deviate from that artistic path. And eventually, after like when I was about 16, 17 years old, I figured out that because at the time when I was growing up, financially it was a very difficult to go and study university. In the same time, I started helping about a guy, a tattoo artist, with tattooing. Okay. I started drawing his sketches, his stencil, and all of that. So kind of naturally, I dived in the tattooing industry world.
Oh, nice. So you started off as an apprentice for another shop,
yeah.
And then worked your way from
there. Basically like kind of an apprentice, and my father was like, would you like to start tattooing and everything? I was like, yeah, I mean, if you can provide all the necessary materials we need back in the days, because that was 1998, it was not easy task to get all the professional stuff, but worked pretty good.
Amazing. Well, sounds like your dad was a great support to help you with your
profession. Definitely. Without him, I wouldn't be here where I am now.
That's sweet. That's nice.
Yeah.
And how has your business? How do you grow your business?
Basically, the way I grow my business is most of the time, especially back in the days, was like all word of mouth. There was like internet was almost not available at the time when I started tattooing. Right. And the way the internet was growing, that's how we started even growing. We can actually have our own portfolio, online portfolio. For everything it's easier with the internet, but even nowadays, word of mouth, people recommending you as their own artist, as their own like personal, professional. That works actually the best. People trust more than because there is also a lot of scamming. A lot of artists post other people's other artists' work.
I see.
So there is still a bit of a fakiness on that. So word of mouth and showing you already tattoo that is done on you is the best advertising.
Amazing, and there's nothing greater than a compliment of someone referring your name to someone else.
Oh, definitely, that's the most amazing feeling. The same as when the client, the tattoo is finished, goes in the front of the mirror and he's laughing and crying from joy or whatever. There's no money gonna substitute that joy when I see the client being super happy and like amazed from what I did for him.
Yeah, I bet. I can imagine.
Yeah, that's great.
And now, you said you started this when you were very young, around 16, 17. Knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Well, I'm thinking a lot about that, to be honest. First of all, I would just say to my younger myself to invest more time exercising, because our job is actually a lot of sit. It's more like an office job. We sit like 8 to 10 hours. Even when we are preparing the designs, I still need to sit and work on my tablet, laptop, whatever it is, or paper and pencils. Still we do a lot of sitting. And definitely exercise your body, work on to become fit and to stay younger and fitter longer in life, because in future, like in a career, future time in a career, you're gonna start feeling that your body is kind of not strong enough to sit longer hours. Right. That's one of the things. And second thing is like invest in reading, invest in learning new skills, learning new techniques of also drawing, painting, learning about art overall, not just art, everything. And of course, invest the money you make.
Invest the money you make where?
In yourself. Yourself, not just to spend them doing, buying expensive stuff, but invest them in yourself to get educated and to get more professional as you can.
I love it. That's really good advice for sure. To invest in yourself. At the end of the day, you have to live with yourself for the rest of your life.
Basically, your health, your wisdom, everything you know. you can transfer it. You can just not give it to your clients. You can give it to your friends. You can give it to your family, and that's what makes you a greater man.
Yeah, I agree. That's
End of the day.
well put. Very well
Yeah.
put. What would you say is your favorite part of your job?
Favorite part, it's all of it. I can't separate it. It's basically from start. Preparing that design, especially if I have like a custom design that some people want to have something really special. That's a lot of prep work, like researching for references, researching for photos, for everything. Then putting them together, drawing them, make that whole concept to look beautifully. Also to the part to be executed on the skin, to be done on the skin, and that part of the skin to look like you're being born with it. I just love every little bit of it.
I can tell your passion just came out in your voice as
Yes.
you were going on about that. So, okay, we've discussed what your favorite part of your job is. What would you say is the worst part of your job? I know you love everything, but there's something that...
Yeah, there is pros and cons.
Yeah.
Like in every job, every profession. I don't see this as a job because I don't see myself going to work. I just go and do what I love, what I did all my life.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's like creating art for 40 years is like, that's why I said, even if I be born again, I'll choose this path again because it's... But to answer your question is like, the concept when people are not patient, when they had a rough night, they didn't prepare themselves, because I always say, have a good night's sleep, have a breakfast, bring snacks, bring drinks, get a shower. One very important part, like just come ready as you come. That's the only worst part when people don't come ready with all the tips I give them.
Yeah.
So they make that day to be hard on them and on me.
Right.
That's the only part that I don't like. I can say I dislike, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I guess if everyone does their part, it's a lot smoother of a process,
Definitely,
right?
definitely.
That makes sense. Can you give me an example of a client's request that was very unique?
Ooh, I mean, I got few of them. Some of them are not for in front of the camera. I have to even talk about them.
Okay.
But one of the unique. You said unique.
Yes.
Unique. I can take that as you already had as a guest, Jason Nichevsky. I started doing his bag. I never actually did such a big project that represent the Macedonian history that is over 2,000 years old. Creating, adding stuff on his bag that's gonna be like a greatest concept so far I did, and it represent our national heritage, our background, passion, love for our country where we come from.
Amazing. That must have been such a proud piece for you to work on as well.
Definitely, it's gonna be probably my so far the biggest and the best piece. The best piece I did on anybody.
So the biggest tattoo, how many hours, I know you're not done, but would you say in total, would it take to complete from start to finish?
After I finish it, because I don't know if we have more, two, 3 more sessions, but so far we did about 10 sessions, and each of the sessions is between 5 and 6 hours active work. So far we have about 50, 60 hours. I think we're gonna need about maybe 20 more hours to complete it. Less and more.
Okay, so I see what you mean now by you spend a lot of time sitting, so
Yes,
you have
like-
to have good core to...
Basically, we put he sits pretty good, and that allows me to do a lot of details on it.
Right, okay. Well, we'll make sure to put a video of the
Oh yeah,
the process so far on this clip, so
it's
everyone else can see it.
it's been already made.
Yeah.
We do small video clips, and once it's done,
Yeah.
we're gonna have that everything
Beautiful.
being set up, and it's gonna be posted. And of course, I can forward it to you so you can post it too.
Sounds good, and we'll make sure we put Branko's Instagram and social media profile online for you as well, so you can follow him. And if you have any questions, of course, you could reach out to him directly. There are many tattoo artists out there. What sets you apart from the other tattoo artists?
Okay, let me answer this directly. So, what separates me from other artists, or most of them, is that the amount of details and time I spend into the details, creating and putting them, executing on the skin. So every tattoo is gonna look amazing. Every tattoo is gonna look with as much details as I can, transfer on the skin, because it's a bit of a painful process. So not everybody can see through it. So that person also needs to see. That's why people that are covered with tattoos are so proud of themselves because the amount of time they spend under a needle to get tattooed, it's discomfort. It's
Yeah.
discomfort.
Yeah.
But definitely my tattoos, when you see it in person, as we mentioned before, like sometimes the design look flat,
Yeah.
but then when you recreate them on the skin, a lot of artists they just gonna be like, I'm gonna copy it as it is.
Yeah.
But then I don't like if I know that I can do it better, then I will just do it better. I'm gonna even put my own details. I'm gonna put like. Change things around, so it's gonna be like my own signature on the skin. So people will see that, and they see my tattoo. Most of my clients or people that know me in my circle, when they see tattoos, they don't even need to somebody to mention my name. They know right away by the amount of details and the color vibrancy that's actually my work.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, I think you mentioned a word in previous conversation, which was realism.
Yes.
And I think that's such a great word to describe your work, because the example that you showed me, and I've also seen on your profile, and again, we'll put this example for the viewers as well to see, of that one image where it was very flat on paper.
Yes.
And how when you drew it on the skin, how you brought so much life to it. It was just quite remarkable to see. I would not have thought that would be possible, especially on someone's skin, because it's a lot harder as of a canvas, I would think, than it is on paper. So I definitely see what you mean with the attention to detail that you put in the tattoos. Just phenomenal, phenomenal.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I do appreciate all your compliments. And yeah, just come in and let me show you what I can do.
So Branko, this is definitely a personal question that I'm going to be asking next.
Okay.
But I know all the viewers want to know.
Yes.
Why are tattoos so expensive? Can you explain to us the process behind the process?
Definitely expensive. I would love to do that. So, why the tattoos are so expensive, or they look expensive? That's where it comes the part where I told you about the details, that I put the amount of details. So the more details I add to a tattoo, it takes longer. So let's say, for example, our friend Jason Michowski. So far we have 10 sessions. We're gonna need at least 2-3 sessions. So every session is about 5-6 hours long. It's a very long, very discomfort process for everybody. Right. As I mentioned also before, that's why heavily tattooed people are so proud of themselves, because they spend so much of their pain and patience to sit through the process, and of course a lot of money to get that art done on them. So that's why tattoos are a bit more expensive. They're like buying a Rolex. Right. That's a milestone on your own skin, and you need to wear it with proud.
Fair enough. So it's very important that you go to a reputable tattoo artist rather than a cheap one, because the quality of the work will also be...
Yes. As I mentioned before, that's why where the best advice is check the heel tattoo of the artist that created, that did it. That will give you the exact example how his work looks like when it's done. Not just a photo that can be manipulated on the program and posted. See the real art.
That makes great sense. Okay. And not only the time that you spend applying the actual ink, there must be a lot of prep to design and to create the image as well.
Definitely. That's why tattoos are, one part of it is why they're expensive, is that because we do a lot of prep work. Like sometimes I spend like 15 to 20 hours of just prep work, doing research, what designs are being already used, so I can choose another one. So I don't want my tattoo to look like a replica of somebody else's work. That's why I like spending a lot of time on a prep work. Also finding design with the same lighting, with the same dynamics. So when I put them together, that whole image is gonna look amazing, like it's being created. Basically, I have to create the art that's gonna be on the skin. That's a prep work.
Yeah, it's like it's a whole production, it sounds like, almost, what you're describing.
It's like 10 to 20 hours just prep work, and nobody pays for that.
Yeah.
That's a homework.
Okay, well, thank you for educating us on that, because it's, I'm sure everyone was curious as to how the cost is determined. You explained it very well.
Okay, thank you very much.
One last advice before we go, for newcomers who are coming into the tattoo industry. What advice would you give to them?
This is
one advice.
One advice. Do your research and see the heel tattoos that other artists did it, so you can actually make a perfect choice that you're gonna be your first or second or third tattoo. Always do a good research on the artist's work. Not just heel, not the internal work, but actually to see that tattoo healed and in person.
Ah, I see. Okay. Well, there you have it. If you're looking to get into the industry, you know who to reach out to. I think that wraps up our interview for today. Branko, thank you very much for
Thank
your
you
time.
very much.
You definitely are a very talented individual, and I hope
Thank
the
you so
viewers get. Thank you. I hope the viewers take the time to go take a look at your Instagram account because they will definitely be impressed. Just not even if you're a tattoo lover, just from the actual art form that he creates. It definitely each piece is a masterpiece. So I definitely agree with you there.
Definitely, and I would recommend, even if you're not a person that is attached or like tattoos, you should see that actually tattooing art is basically the highest form of art because you use sharp object needles to kind of hurt the skin to in where we put ink in the skin to create art like and other artists are using brush and we're using needles. So definitely for me it's the highest form of art.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Imran, and hopefully see you soon.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, thank you very much, Stovall, and we will see you on our next episode.